Hey guys, my name's Cautious Pancake and today we're going to have some fun with the 5x5 challenge on the edge of a cliff. So this base idea came from wondering if instead of building a pit base we could use the terrain to our advantage instead. The idea being that we build a basic drop base off the edge of a cliff and hope that the zombies decide to run back up a valley to get back to us and then repeat that loop. As you can see here, I've got a very basic 5x5 structure, which is the bare minimum for protecting me from a horde. Just some stairs up, a gap in which the zombies should fall through, and some stairs up to the cage to keep us safe from any vultures. Now, I'm obviously having some trouble here with the stairs, so once I wiggle my way up, I might change one of these square blocks to a ramp to give us a little more headroom so that we can get up those stairs more easily. Alright, let's try that again. I've replaced the platform stairs now with just some ladders up the side and added some poles as well to try and provide additional stability. And as you can see, I can now get in and out of the base a whole lot easier. Now, let's check the pathing. I'll pop outside and we'll bring in a zombie who should hopefully run straight at me and off the cliff. Here we go. And there he goes. Now, when he gets up, what does he do? Nothing. Alright, that's not that useful. He's probably too far away from me to remain angry. Since that pathing test didn't work, let's go straight to a Horde night. One thing that I should point out is that I have technically broken the 5x5 challenge with this one, but only for lighting purposes. A couple of spotlights up top, and the torches down the cliff don't always fall directly under the base, but I hope you'll forgive me for that liberty in this video, so that we can see what's going on. Now, as you can see, we just had a cop spit at me, and I may have forgotten the first rule of building a horde base, which is some protection from the cops. That aside, the zombies are definitely pathing towards us, and sometimes falling down, and sometimes just hitting the edge of the cliff and climbing back up again, which also isn't ideal. So this one may be a fail, but we are getting a few. There we go. Oh, and down the bottom there's quite a few. So some might be running in the area. There you go. They're running in from the side as well. So we're getting a bit of a split. Some coming down the side, some coming from up top. But it also shows that this lot, under Horde night conditions, are trying to get back to us. And, what the fuck? Well, that didn't go as planned. My guess is that cops got us. So we're back now with, what is it, version 3? And I've replaced some of the bars with panels to give us better protection. And we're going to jump straight back into a Horde night again. Just waiting now for the zombies to show up. Looks like they might be coming in from a different direction. So that means that they'll only be down at the bottom of the cliff. Which is okay. We seem to have gone okay with the base design last time, and we know all the zombies will just run straight through and drop down to the bottom. So now it's just a case of understanding the pathing that they take below, and making sure that they aren't going to bring the cliff down on us, and work out if they're going to try and come back any of the nearby valleys. Now, just to be safe, I'm going to hide back around the corner and then head back down below the cliff and see where everybody's at. And I don't know if you noticed as I flew down, but there was one radiated zombie that was just hanging off to the edge, and sure enough, there seems to be a few rebels from the group heading off and doing their own thing over on this wall over here. Now it's a bit dark to see, but there's a bunch of dogs up there that are attacking the side of the cliff for some reason. So I think that's something that we're going to have to keep our eyes on. Alright, it's after midnight now, so let's have a look at where they are with their little tunnel digging. It's very dark in there, so we're going to grab some torches, which, again, outside the 5x5 challenge rules, but this is just so that you can see what's going on. There doesn't look like there's heat in there. There's certainly all those dogs. Maybe a couple of radiators and a few others. But they're certainly making some steady progress to where I'm not sure. It's not really aimed at the top of the cliff, so I think they're just digging through the side for some reason. Alright, after 1 o'clock now, and it's time to check how our tunneling friends are going. There's certainly a whole lot more of them in here now than there was before. I'm going to try and sneak through and see if I can get into a position where we can actually see what's going on. That's not working from here. I'm going to try the side view. There we go. Not too far, there we go. Right, so they're digging through and they're almost out through the front wall of the cliff where the zombies actually fall down directly under the base. So they're trying, I think, to both go up towards me up in the base, but also directly underneath me. And here they come out the cliff face. They've missed directly underneath a little bit, but it's pretty close. And I think what they've effectively done is created a loot base. So good job, zombies. After falling down, they've dug their own little tunnel loop, and they're going to pour out of the side here, fall down the bottom, and I suspect if we go down and check, they're just going to keep looping around and running back up and doing this over and over. They are trying to dig sideways as well, though. That's interesting. Whether that's to align it again to directly under the base, which is sort of between those two rows of vertical torches. And those two dogs, well, at least one of them seems to be stuck. I guess the other one. There's hardly any zombies left there now, they've all fallen down. He really doesn't want to move, does he? Just chilling, enjoying the view. Anyway, we probably shouldn't sit here all Horde night and just watch this one zombie dog, so let's head back down the bottom and check whether or not the zombies are actually looping around and just following that path over and over again. Still, a whole bunch of them still just trying to climb up the cliff and doing a little bit of damage, but nothing particularly significant. And sure enough, up here, here's the rest of them looping around. Let's add in that and that, just to give us again a bit more light. But yeah, they're jumping up slowly and running up the tunnel. And I assume they're going to just run straight through, have a couple of whacks on the wall here and there, and then drop back out the other end. And here they are. Our good friend Doggo's still there. Good job, buddy. And the rest of them, yeah, just come out and fall off over and over again. So thank you, zombies, for creating a nice little loot base for us. Almost an AFK base. Hey, there he goes! Well, we're coming up towards the end of Horde Night now, and as you can see, the zombies have continued their cliff loop pilgrimage all night and made very little progress towards getting back up to the base at the top of the cliff. Also, if we pull in close underneath, we can see that they've done a little damage at the bottom of the cliff, but given the size of it, we're in no danger of losing our base to collapse just yet. Checking up the top, we can see that where they come out of the tunnel, they have made some progress moving over towards the middle of the cliff, but again, not a lot of damage, and they're going to be stuck there for a long time yet. So with the Horde night over now, we know that this base will get us through just fine overnight, as long as all the zombies path over the edge. So let's retest that with a few demos. Bring them in now, and they should just run straight up over the edge and drop off nicely. It goes, no, oh no. What are you doing? Go off the edge. And now it sounds like they're breaking stuff. Okay, so let's check out version 43 or whatever it is we're up to now, which is over to the left a bit from where the previous base was and aims to fix two issues. First, it's closer to the edge so that hopefully there's less ground to stop the zombies from falling, and there's two rows of triangles to ensure that no zombies end up in the base like the demos were doing. So let's bring in a pile of different zombies to test that the pathing is better with this one. There we go. Get their attention, and they're not running off the edge. They are running off the edge. It's a bit of a mixed bag. I can't tell from this whether this is going to work or not, so let's get rid of these guys and go straight into a Horde night check. Right, so just to mix it up and keep things interesting, I figured I might as well do a bit of actual fighting from here, just to see how it works as a fighting platform. As you can see, with this being on insane difficulty, it's tricky to get enough headshots to really do much to the zombies, other than maybe the cops, since they stop to spit. Oh, I think that one just blew up. Let's have a quick look outside. Oh, no, doesn't look like it's done too much damage, so we might be okay. It's slowly falling down.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Fine, no more messing about with minimalism. I've gone all out with this version, with extra supports to ensure the base won't fall down if we lose a block or two, as well as this huge concrete wall to ensure all the zombies can fall off the edge more easily. No more getting stuck and bashing on my base. It's still a 5x5 base though. That concrete wall is under the first 5 rows of the base, as are the supports. It's just a very tall one now. Alright, do or die time. Although that could be a bad choice of words because I've probably done enough dying. Let's see how the zombies go. Hopefully they pass straight off the edge and don't get caught up on the new concrete wall or the big support pillars. They do stand on them, but they do fall down as well. So that's looking okay so far. I did consider making the concrete wall out of plates instead of blocks to give it even more space, but it just looked a bit weird, so I went with the blocks. Overall, that looks like it's working pretty well, so let's cruise on down the bottom and see if they're still behaving like they did last time. Although I do have to say, before we do that, I like how this looks now with the concrete wall all the way from top to bottom. Just the long drop that each of the zombie goes through. I just think it looks nice. Don't know what it is. Otherwise, as they frolic around in the remnants of my last attempt and break up some of that rubble, they're acting much as they did before, so no changes. And over here, we've got a cop pyramid, because, you know, who doesn't need one of them? As you can see, some of the zombies have started the loop up to the tunnel. It looks like there might be something wrong with the road or path to the entrance there. They seem to be falling down rather than going straight into the tunnel. Someone must have destroyed a block or something like that that's causing issues, but I'm sure they'll fix that up over time. If we go up and have a look at the tunnel, there might be... yeah, see, there's only 2 in there running around in circles together and hitting the dirt or the back of the concrete. I think it's just the dirt for now. And worth noting here that there's no more zombies falling from the top. They're all down the bottom or running around the sides now, trying to get back up through the tunnel. Coming back to look at the tunnel, there's quite a few more zombies up here now. And they're looping around still, hitting in the dirt. See a fella. And, well, they've all come outside now, so maybe they've got a bit of a platform happening. And it looks like they're going to do the same thing as earlier in the video, where they want to get to the middle of the base, directly under where I'm standing effectively. So it looks like they're going to, well, most of them are going to fall off, but those that haven't are really going to go to town on the concrete there. You can see they're doing a bit of damage straight up. And they're probably going to keep doing that, and anybody else that comes up the tunnel is going to keep doing that. So it'll be interesting to see how far they get through the rest of Horde night. We're about halfway through at the moment. So checking in at the bottom of the cliff, I swear some of those cops in the foreground there look like they're half asleep. But otherwise, not much action, really. Just one guy wailing at the concrete and someone trying to dig underneath it, and the rest of them just milling around doing nothing. Looks like business as usual over at the tunnel entrance as well. Lots of zombies trying to get their way through the tunnel, but failing and falling back down. And even if they did make it in, they would just pass straight up through and drop out like they did in the last run that we did, falling back to the bottom of the cliff. And with only a few minutes to go now, it looks like our cliff face diggers have managed to almost get to the middle of the 5-block wide concrete slab. But that's about as far as they're going to get. There's the chime. So let's pop back upstairs and grab some Molotovs, I reckon. That should be a fun way to do it. We'll see what are the odds that I set myself on fire. I'm going with pretty high. This is not a great platform for throwing off. I'm going to hit one of those support beams for sure. First throw gets 3. Lights up quite a few down the bottom. See if we can get those ones that are tunneling in the... no, I missed. Go for the ones halfway up. Yeah, they got them. Oh, return fire from the cops. Give the cliff base, another Molotov. Ah, there we go. But it's raining. Well, that's it for this 5x5 clifftop base, which in the end has evolved into a base that allows for a completely AFK Horde night. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like, and if you want to see more Horde-based shenanigans, please consider subscribing. Catch you later.